What if I told you? What if I revealed a counterintuitive truth about achieving your dreams? The secret to unbreakable confidence, that unwavering belief in yourself, isn't success. That highlight reel we often chase, but rejection, the very thing we fear most. We spend our lives running from no, dodging discomfort, thinking it will break us, shatter our self worth, and leave us in pieces. But rejection isn't the end, it's not a full stop on your journey. It's a powerful teacher offering invaluable lessons disguised as setback. Like a muscle, confidence grows when pushed, when challenged, when forced to adapt, not when protected, coddled, and kept within the safe confines of your comfort zone. Every no is a small tear in your fear, weakening its grip. And as you recover, as you process and learn, you become stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the next challenge. The most successful people, the true innovators and game changers, aren't those who never failed, who played it safe and avoided risks, but those who kept going despite rejection, who saw it as a temporary detour, not a permanent roadblock. J.K. Rowling was rejected, faced countless closed doors by 12 publishers, a seemingly insurmountable obstacle before Harry Potter took the world by storm. They saw rejection as feedback, valuable insights into how to improve, a stepping stone, a chance to refine their craft, not a stop sign, an indication to give up and turn back. The more you risk hearing no, the more you put yourself out there, the more chances you create for a yes, for that breakthrough moment you've been working towards. The real prison is the fear of rejection, the self-imposed limitations we create, not rejection itself, which is simply an external event. What if you could train yourself, condition your mind to become immune to no, to see it not as a personal attack, but as a necessary part of the process? It's possible and it's liberating. It's the key to unlocking your full potential. Change your relationship with failure. Reframe it, embrace it, learn from it. Smile at rejection, acknowledge its presence, thank it for the lesson, for the opportunity to grow and move on stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. I had this crazy idea, a thought experiment that I couldn't shake. I decided to put it to the test. My challenge? Get rejected a whopping 100 times in just 30 days. It sounded insane, even to me. To make it happen, I needed a plan. So, I made a list, ask a complete stranger to borrow their phone, boldly request a discount where there's absolutely no sale or promotion running, and for the grand finale, sing terribly, off-key, and with zero shame in a public park. The whole point of this exercise wasn't to succeed in getting what I asked for, but to actively collect those no's, to rack them up like points, and ultimately to make the sting of rejection feel a little less sharp, a little more normal. There was one crucial rule. Each and every request had to be genuine, delivered with a smile and with the utmost politeness. Every single no was a victory, a point scored in my personal game of conquering fear. But let me tell you, the night before I started, I was absolutely terrified. What would people think of me? Would I completely embarrass myself in front of strangers? But deep down, I was just so tired of letting that nagging fear dictate every decision in my life. This crazy experiment was my personal declaration of war against that fear, a line drawn in the sand. I took a deep breath, steeled my nerves, and told myself, let the games officially begin. Time to step boldly and maybe a little awkwardly out of my comfort zone. Day 1. My first challenge. Ask for a free coffee at a fancy cafe. My heart was pounding, palms sweaty, mind screaming to run. After 5 minutes of hesitation, I walked in and asked. The barista politely said, sorry, it's against our policy. No laughter, no drama, just a simple no. I walked out, embarrassed but relieved. The world hadn't ended. I marked my first rejection in my notebook. It felt empowering. Each new challenge, asking for the time, reading in a bookstore without buying, got a little easier. I learned to separate the outcome from my self-worth. The fear in my head was far worse than reality. Not all rejections were serious. some were downright absurd. It's easy to get caught up in the fear of hearing no, but sometimes the situations you find yourself in are just too ridiculous not to laugh at. And some were hilarious. These were the moments that truly made the experiment worthwhile. I once asked a phone shop manager, with a completely straight face, if I could call my cousin in Antarctica. I wanted to know if their network coverage extended that far. He paused, looked at me quizzically, and then asked if I had penguins as relatives. We both laughed, the absurdity of the question breaking the ice. And after our shared moment of levity, I explained my experiment, the purpose behind my unusual request. He found it fascinating, a welcome distraction from the usual phone-related inquiries. Another time, feeling particularly bold, I sang the national anthem off-key in a park right in the middle of the afternoon. People stared, some with amusement, others with utter bewilderment. Then, a kid, bless his heart, handed me a biscuit, a small act of kindness amidst the cacophony. And, with the sincerity only a child can possess, said, "Uncle, you are trying very hard." These moments, these unexpected interactions taught me something profound. Failure can be funny, a source of amusement, not just painful. It doesn't always have to sting. When you stop taking yourself so seriously, when you're willing to embrace the ridiculousness of it all, embarrassment becomes a costume, something you can put on and take off, not a curse, not a weight holding you down. Most people aren't out to get you. They're not actively trying to make you feel bad. They're just living their lives, navigating their own challenges and triumphs. By laughing at my own fumbles, at my own awkward attempts, I took the power away from rejection. I neutralized its sting. I became the amused observer, a detached spectator of my own experiment, watching the drama unfold with a smile. While I was collecting no's, I started getting surprising yes. I asked a bhel puri vendor for his secret recipe. He smiled and invited me back to learn. I asked a security guard for a conference room. He said no, but offered the lobby and free Wi-Fi. These moments shocked me more than the rejections. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. We assume people will reject us, but the world is often kinder than we think. For every 9 no's, there's a yes or a helpful compromise. Vulnerability can lead to connection, not just rejection. The risk of asking is almost always worth it. By day 30, I had 83 no's and 17 yeses. The number didn't matter, the transformation did. The fear that once felt huge was now tiny. Approaching strangers or making odd requests felt normal. I realized rejection is rarely personal, it's just a response to a request. My confidence soared. I spoke up more, took more risks, and saw more possibilities. The courage I built in small moments translated to bigger areas of life. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's built by facing fear. Systematic exposure made me immune to rejection's sting. I failed my way to success and found a more fearless version of myself. The effects were permanent. So what are you afraid to ask for? What dream is fear holding hostage? Playing it safe is the riskiest thing you can do. You don't need a 100 rejection challenge, start small. For 1 week, try to get rejected once a day. Ask for something minor, just to hear no. The goal isn't to get what you ask for, but to realize you are still okay after rejection. Make it a game. Give yourself points. Celebrate your failures. When you seek rejection, you take back control. Your confidence will grow and your world will expand. Go out and get rejected on purpose. Laugh, learn, and discover your resilience. What have you got to lose? Accept your fear. Aasan hai,